Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our quarterly meeting, our first quarterly public meeting of 2024 on March 15th, 2024. Good morning to my colleagues, to the members of the public, to the staff joining us today. If I could ask the secretary to read the public notice statement.
Adequate public notice has been given pursuant to the Open Public Meeting Act. Notice have been posted at the board's office and website and emailed to the Department of State and to newspapers of board circulation within the state.
Thank you. And can I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Christo DeLune.
Here.
Commissioner Abdul.
Here.
Commissioner Bange.
Here.
And President Gould-Sadovy.
Here. Thank you. So again, good morning and welcome to our first quarterly public meeting of 2024, where we have an opportunity to hear from members of the public about the work that we're doing here at the board. In addition to these quarterly public meetings, we have several other public forums year-round, which some of you on this meeting today have participated in. Again, we look forward to your input on those various subject-specific initiatives that we're working on at our other stakeholder and public venues. We very much value input from members of the public, from the industry, and anyone who wants to comment and speak on board policy matters. We're especially interested in hearing from those who do not often have the opportunity to participate in other regular stakeholder meetings. Our next public board meeting is next week. It is March 20th at 10 a.m. in the BPU boardroom, and it will also be live streamed. Just want to make a few announcements before we get started with our speakers today. The Murphy administration is beginning the stakeholder process for drafting the 2024 Energy Master Plan. We will have public stakeholder meetings on the Energy Master Plan starting in May. It's a long way off, but I know that there's a lot of interest in the EMP from all across New Jersey in the industry and in the public sector. So the first hearing is on May 20th, and we will kick off those future hearings. We'll have 3 in this first round of Energy Master Plan hearings, and public input is especially important. Before I get into the logistics, are there any opening remarks from my colleagues? Okay, so for today's meeting, we ask that the commenters please keep your remarks brief. If you have lengthy testimony, we encourage you to summarize and send full statements in writing to the board secretary by April 12th. We want to just also note that commenters should avoid speaking on any matters that are contested before the board. You're welcome to raise any general policy issues for the board's consideration. So logistics, while all are welcome to attend the meeting, only registered speakers have the ability to contribute oral testimony today. So I believe we have 3 registered speakers. If you did not register to speak, we encourage you to do so for the next board meeting if you're interested in speaking. We do not have the chat feature enabled, so we cannot accommodate speaking for anyone who did not pre-register. The meeting will be live streamed and will remain available to watch online, just as our other board agenda meetings. We'll now open the public comment window, and I will ask Lauren to take it from here.
Our first registered speaker is Isabel Molina. Isabel, your mic is now unmuted and you may now speak.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you. Good morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to speak today at the first quarterly public meeting of 2024 with the board. My name is Isabel Molina, and I'm the Environmental Justice Policy Associate with the New Jersey League of Conservation Voters. New Jersey LCV works to protect clean air, clean water, and high-quality open spaces, no matter the person's zip code. I'll make sure to keep my comments brief today. So first of all, on behalf of New Jersey LCV, thank you for the reallocation of $30 million in this year's budget revision for the Residential Customer Relief Initiative. This will help the BPU provide $51 million towards energy bill assistance in the true-up budget. With the proposed energy increases by utilities such as PSE&G for both electric and gas, it's more important than ever to support customers struggling to make ends meet and to pay their energy bills. However, we do encourage the board to avoid rate increases resulting from new construction of fossil fuel infrastructure when we know that this can result in stranded assets that are simply a cost burden to residents. So New Jersey LCV is advocating for the completion and assessment of the natural gas proceeding, which will inform not only the future of natural gas, but also other emerging expensive technologies like RNG. And so we know that their EMP hearings are coming up, and we just want to touch on it very briefly, but we would like to thank the board for continually working to prevent the worst effects of climate change through a just and timely clean energy transition in lockstep with the current Energy Master Plan of 2019, legislation, and the governor's clean energy goals. The current Energy Master Plan has set the goal to switch 22% of homes to heat pumps by 2030, and we're really excited to learn about what progress has been made during these EMP hearings. We're also looking forward to seeing how the goal of 100% by 2035 will be interwoven into the new Energy Master Plan, particularly because through the Inflation Reduction Act, we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and a once-in-a-lifetime funding opportunity for clean energy initiatives. And a 100% clean energy policy can create massive amounts of in-state jobs, making New Jersey a hub for solar, offshore wind, and other clean energy jobs. We're also really eager to see how Executive Orders 316 and 317 are interwoven into the 2024 EMP. So numerous studies have shown that upgrading homes and buildings with highly efficient electric equipment, such as heat pumps powered by clean energy, is the lowest cost and lowest risk pathway to cutting emissions. As we begin to see the results of the whole home pilot program as implemented in Trenton, we can more deeply consider what statewide implementation of a holistic energy efficiency and electrification program will look like for low-income residents in particular. So thank you again for the opportunity to share our comments. We're very excited about the path the board is carving for the clean energy future, and we look forward to working with you on these initiatives. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabel. We appreciate your comments. And I know we have a couple of more speakers. I do just want to remind the speakers, to keep your comments to policy matters and not on any specific contested matters before the board. And we will go to our next speaker.
Our next registered speaker is Douglas Presley. Douglas, you may now unmute your mic to speak.
All right, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, so good morning. My name is Douglas Presley. I'm speaking this morning on behalf of the Geothermal Exchange Organization, or GeoExchange. So GeoExchange is a nonprofit trade association promoting the manufacture, design, and installation of geothermal heating and cooling technology, also known as ground source heat pumps. Our members include manufacturers, installers, technology providers, utilities, and other stakeholders in both New Jersey and across the country. As a little bit of background, geothermal heat pumps are the most efficient heating and cooling system available and can significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions and energy bills for businesses, nonprofits, and residents across the state. What I wanted to highlight today specifically is that on January 16th of this year, Governor Murphy signed into law Assembly Bill 5442, which directs the BPU to conduct a study to determine the feasibility, marketability, and costs of implementing large-scale geothermal heat pump systems in the state. It tasks the BPU with engaging with the U.S. Department of Energy, other states, utilities, and geothermal experts to assess market potential, energy efficiency, and costs and benefits of large-scale geothermal systems. So really just wanted to highlight that GeoExchange is excited about the study opportunity. We look forward to working with BPU as you begin the effort. The study will build on recent work by the Department of Environmental Protection, which released a report in December, which assessed the current inventory of geothermal heat pumps in the state and found that the existing 3,000 installations avoid approximately 66,000 metric tons of greenhouse gas emissions every year. Importantly, larger commercial, public, and academic buildings represent over 75% of the energy and emission savings, demonstrating the significant potential of large-scale systems in line with the legislative direction for the study to BPU. Businesses, schools, municipalities, and nonprofits can also can leverage increased federal tax credits from the Inflation Reduction Act, which can cover 30 to 50% of the cost of a geothermal system. And the DEP report recognized that upfront costs can still nevertheless remain a barrier, and they had recommended studying new financial incentive programs targeting specific segments of the building sector to overcome cost barriers, reduce fossil fuel use, and improve energy equity. And so this study provides a great opportunity to follow up on that DEP report. So in closing, we're very excited about the potential for geothermal heating and cooling in the state. We look forward to working with the BPU to support the assessments and the analysis of benefits of geothermal. Thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you, Douglas.
Our final registered speaker is Erica Bozick. Erica, your mic is unmuted and you may now speak.
Hi, good morning. I'm the policy attorney for Clean Ocean Action, which is an organization that works in many ways, including community science, education, and policy advocacy to protect the marine water quality off the New York Bight. And we wanted to take this opportunity to ask for a follow-up to the letter that we sent to BPU on October 18th of 2023, which outlines some environmental and economic concerns we had with BPU's third offshore wind solicitation. We have never received a response despite following up via email and phone multiple times. And obviously awards for the third solicitation have already been granted, but our concerns remain the same for future solicitations. So to reiterate, COA is not opposed to offshore wind that supports and sustains a healthy ocean ecosystem, but we are concerned about the scope, scale, and speed of the projects currently proposed throughout the East Coast. Offshore wind development is currently outpacing scientific study on the marine environment and will have a major adverse impact on future research surveys, which will make it harder to find out what the impacts are in the future. So in the name of good governance and environmental stewardship, COA again calls on BPU to not move forward with the fourth offshore wind Jersey's coast, specifically the upcoming federal Government Accountability Office cost-benefit analysis of offshore wind in the North Atlantic, a representative pilot project, and an independent, transparent investigation into the heightened whale deaths that have occurred since December 22 would all provide much-needed clarity. Because currently there is just too much we do not know. Despite what you may see on social media, we do not know for certain why there has been an uptick in whale deaths. Federal agencies do know that offshore wind development poses a variety of risks to marine mammals, including introducing new structures, potential for vessel strikes, and construction noise into an environment that is clearly already under severe stress. We should not be adding additional stressors and putting the health of the marine environment at risk, even for a goal as noble as reducing fossil fuel consumption. On the economic side, New Jersey Senate President Scutari and Speaker Coughlin issued a statement in 2023 that the legislature was concerned about BPU's approach on offshore wind projects because there were still, quote, many unanswered questions, end quote, about the economic impacts on ratepayers and tourism. The failure of Ørsted's Ocean Wind 1 and 2 project shows just how untested the industry is and how pushing forward without due diligence will ultimately be to the detriment of New Jerseyans and renewable energy as a whole. Ørsted promised to provide jobs, funding, and clean energy and just failed to deliver. The safest, cleanest, cheapest, and most effective way to curb climate change and greenhouse gas emissions is to decrease energy consumption on the demand side by increasing efficiency on a programmatic scale, reducing waste, and eliminating greenhouse gas leakages. COA is encouraged to see BPU placing more emphasis on promoting energy efficiency and solar energy. But for all of the above reasons, COA urges BPU not to move forward with the fourth solicitation until offshore wind is proven to be a sustainable way to decrease fossil fuel use through, again, a pilot project, GAO study, and independent scientific investigation. And we would also greatly appreciate a written reply to the concerns we submitted in October 23. Thank you again for the opportunity to provide input on behalf of COA.
Thank you, Erica. We do have an established proceeding for solicitation 4, so you are encouraged to participate in the established proceeding. Thank you very much. I believe that's our last speaker for today. I do just want to remind everyone that these quarterly meetings, please going forward, limit your comments to matters that are not open proceedings before the board. That's, the purpose of the quarterly meetings is to provide an opportunity for the public to comment on matters that are not open and contested before the board. We have very specific rules about, what and where we can take comments from the public. And so we have established stakeholder meetings and we have established public processes for those open and contested proceedings. So we really do just want to remind the public so that, we can continue to have these meetings to keep those comments related to those matters that are not within an established proceeding that the board is already has already taken on. So thank you, everyone. If there are no closing comments from my colleagues.
Madam President, I would just like to thank our
Yes.
speakers for articulating their positions. We greatly appreciate their input, and I hope they appreciate this forum in which they can express their ideas and communicate with us directly. So thank you all.
Thank you, Commissioner. If there are no other comments, can I please have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
And
Second.
a second. I think I heard a second.
Just a second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.